What is up, YouTube? Fanta here, and today I am doing my first impressions on the We Happy Few, or rather just We Happy Few. Now this game was shown off at E3 this year, as it looked like kind of like BioShock. It had that weird dystopian feel to it, and it had the really creepy people with like masks or face paint. You couldn't really tell from the footage, and it just seemed really surreal in a Twilight Zone-esque kind of way. And oh man, I could not wait to see what the story would be. I couldn't wait to see what the gameplay would be like, because I've been itching for another BioShock type game, and there really haven't been that many games like it, so it hasn't really been a played out type series. But unfortunately, that's not what you're getting with We Happy Few. What you're getting with We Happy Few is another survival game. Now, I used to like survival games a little bit. I used to be, kind of into DayZ. It was pretty cool. But, I mean, there's so many survival games. There's too many to count. And this one doesn't do it right, in my opinion. It does it way overboard, because you're just constantly having status effects. You're always having to drink water, you're always having to eat food, then you have to go to sleep, and there's a very small amount of time where you're actually able to explore the world and not have to worry about any of those things. Now, I know this might be what they're going for, but with that trailer at E3, they really caught a lot of people off guard, including myself. I was not expecting this before it came out. Now, the developer is kind of getting upset, because a lot of people are kind of lashing back, saying, hey, where's the story? They're saying that they haven't made it yet. But the thing is if it's such a bare-bones game, why are you selling it for $30? I remember when they used to give out betas for free so people could try out the game and tell the developer what bugs were wrong with it. Now you have to spend money on it? That doesn't make any sense to me. And this game, guys, oh my god, there are so many bugs, it's ridiculous. I ran into a bug in my first 20 minutes of gameplay, even less actually. It was the first starter area, your little safe house. A woman has hung herself in there, and because I bashed her body down, which you're supposed to pick her up and carry her out, I picked her up and I set her back down, and then I realized, oh, the quest is to take her out. So I tried to pick her up again, but that option was gone. So now I've got a corpse sitting in my house, and I can't get rid of it. And it's really creepy, because then I reloaded the game later when I went back to play it some more, and her body was standing in the corner. She wasn't hung up by anything, just her corpse was standing there in the corner of my safe house. So I already got this terrifying experience, and I couldn't do anything about it. I couldn't interact with the body, I couldn't move her out, I couldn't pick her up and complete the quest. And most of the time when I did try to do quests, the reward was just so pathetic that, I don't know, there was really no reward to doing any of these quests, and they were so mundane and boring. Most of them were just fetch quests. I don't want to do that. I wanted to experience the interesting story that this game really does set up in the intro. It has a really, really neat sounding story. I love the premise. There's this world, and everybody's been taking this joy, and it's become a false reality for them. And this one man, actually not just one man, you figure out other people have done this as well. Other people have decided to stop taking the drug. But instead of going that route and going through a dystopian society, or having some sort of story about trying to take down the government and whether you succeed or not, and finding other people that have not taken the pill and working together with them. Instead, you don't take the pill, and then it goes through the whole intro scene from E3, and then it kicks you to this really awful, destroyed town that you can only go in maybe 5-10% of the buildings, and all of the characters are just complete assholes. There's not a single nice character in sight. They all call you names. Bugger off. People are being mean, you know. I gotta do what I gotta do. Or they tell you to go away and they don't want to talk to you. There we go. For once in this entire playthrough, I am not hungry, I'm not thirsty, and I'm not tired. Let's just run straight, see what we hit.
Why won't you go away?
This is why I murder everybody in the game, by the way, because they're all assholes. And even when they do tell you this, they're the same generic voice lines over and over and over, and even if it's a different character model, the voice actor is exactly the same, and it's the same exact lines that somebody else said. And I also had some times where I actually saw the same character model next to each other. There was like twins. It was so dumb. This is not to wrap this review short, if you don't want to keep listening to my rant, it's not worth $30. I see what they were going for in the intro, but then they went this weird survival way. Like, they could have made survival work, but they went too harshly with it. They punished the gamer for wanting to explore and see new areas, and even trying to complete quests I was punished. I was diseased, and I was constantly hungry again, and then I had to go find food, and then I had to come back to the quest, and I didn't remember what I was doing, and it was so frustrating. It didn't let me get into the game, because I was constantly just trying to keep my guy from dying. So, like I said, there's really no story after that intro. At least I didn't encounter any. And I guess this is procedurally generated, which means that sometimes you don't get the right materials for these quests, which is dumb. I mean, I scoured almost the entire town, and I didn't get half the stuff I needed for most of the quests. And they even have a permadeath option. I mean, the game, it's difficult enough. Could you have an option to turn off survival? That'd be nice. I just wanted to experience this world. I wanted to see how these people that were not taking the pill anymore were fighting against this regime that is forcing them to take this pill, but instead it's just a bunch of mopey losers that are all assholes to your main character. Your character is the only person that's actually trying to do anything. All the rest are either insane or just horrible. Now, hopefully that this is fixed later on when the game is released, either later this year or next year. But no, you shouldn't release this even for $30. You can actually kill people without any penalty. I walked around the town choking people out, and I also killed a bunch of people in their houses because there's only so many houses in the game, and I wanted to see if it had any loot, and they had rotten food everywhere, just like everything else in the game. Also, what's really weird is that people don't remember you choking them out. I would choke out somebody, and then I would talk to them later, and it was like nothing ever happened. But if somebody saw you choke out somebody, they'd all attack you, and I just killed them all. But it was, I don't know. This is a very unfinished game. Don't buy it. That's all I gotta say. Thanks for watching, guys.
Look, it's not you.
Oh, look at that.
It's me.
That made sense.